The observation deck of the Meridian Station offered a vista that should have inspired wonder. Saturn's rings gleaming like fractured ice beneath the distant sun, the vast darkness of space punctuated by stars that had witnessed the birth of galaxies. William Chen barely noticed. His attention was fixed on the holographic display projected from his wrist-mounted quantum processor, running probability matrices for the 15th time that hour. The numbers didn't lie. They never did. "You're wasting computational resources on an impossible problem," came a voice behind him, melodic yet somehow alien in its cadence, syllables that seemed to resonate at frequencies just outside human hearing range. William didn't turn. He recognized that voice. Everyone on the station did. "Princess Maya," he acknowledged, fingers still dancing across the holographic interface. "I didn't realize resource management fell under royal purview." She moved into his peripheral vision, and despite his determination to remain focused, William's breath caught. Maya was humanoid in the way that evolution sometimes produced convergent solutions: bilateral symmetry, binocular vision, opposable digits. But the similarities ended there. Her skin held an iridescent quality, shifting between deep violet and midnight blue depending on the angle of light. Her eyes were larger than human proportions would allow, irises containing what appeared to be fractal patterns that spiraled into infinity. Most striking were the bioluminescent markings along her temples and collarbones, pulsing gently with her equivalent of a heartbeat. She wore the formal attire of her people, the Zelnari, a garment that seemed to be woven from liquid starlight, constantly flowing yet maintaining its shape through principles William's human physics couldn't quite explain. "Resource management becomes my concern when a junior technician monopolizes a Class 5 processor for 3 standard weeks," Maya said, her smile revealing teeth that were just slightly too perfect, too white. "Especially when that technician should know the Heisenberg-Drake theorem makes his calculations fundamentally unsolvable." William finally looked at her directly. "The Heisenberg-Drake theorem is an approximation based on incomplete data. Just because your people couldn't solve quantum entanglement paradoxes at the galactic scale doesn't mean it's impossible." The bioluminescent marks on Maya's skin flared brighter. William had learned this indicated amusement among the Zelnari. "You're just a simple human," she said, and though her tone remained pleasant, the words carried the weight of objective assessment. "Your species discovered quantum mechanics barely 2 centuries ago. My people have been manipulating quantum states since before your ancestors climbed down from trees." "And yet," William said, turning back to his calculations, "here we are on a human-designed station, using human-developed fusion cores, because your advanced civilization never bothered to colonize the outer solar system." "We had no need," Maya replied smoothly. "Why build in the shallows when you can swim in the deep?" She was referring, of course, to the Zelnari's mastery of wormhole technology, the ability to fold space itself, making interstellar travel as simple as stepping through a doorway. They'd arrived in Earth's solar system 3 years ago, not with invasion fleets but with trade delegations and cultural exchanges. The Zelnari Concordat wanted allies, not subjects, or so they claimed. William saved his current work and finally gave Maya his full attention. "If you're so advanced, Princess, why haven't you solved the Sagittarius signal?" The Sagittarius signal, the greatest mystery in the known galaxy, a repeating quantum transmission originating from near the supermassive black hole at the galaxy's core. Every spacefaring civilization had detected it. None could decode it. The Zelnari had been studying it for millennia. Humanity had known about it for 37 years. Maya's expression shifted, the fractal patterns in her eyes seeming to slow their endless spiral. "We have theories." "But no solution," William pressed. "Despite your millennia of study, despite your quantum manipulation, despite your technological superiority." He pulled up a new display. "I've been analyzing the harmonic substructure of the signal. There's a pattern in the quantum noise that everyone's been filtering out as interference. We've examined every. You've examined it through the lens of Zelnari physics, William interrupted, which, no offense, is so focused on practical applications that it misses the theoretical foundations. You can build a wormhole, but do you understand why it works? Maya's markings flared again, but this time William couldn't tell if it was amusement or irritation. And you do. You're just a simple human, a technician, not even a chief technician. I'm a graduate student, William corrected. My thesis advisor is Dr. Sarah Ackhaffer, who pioneered quantum foam analysis. And yes, I think I've found something. He expanded the display, filling the air between them with cascading waves of data. The noise in the signal isn't random. It's a quantum key, a way to unlock the primary transmission by using observer-dependent collapse in a controlled sequence. Maya stepped closer, her eyes, those impossible, fractal eyes, scanning the data with a speed that no human could match. The silence stretched for nearly a minute as she processed information that would take a human team hours to parse. "This is," she began, then paused, a gesture William had learned indicated genuine surprise among her people. "This is theoretically sound, crude, built on such limited computational models, but sound." Crude, William felt his jaw tighten. "You're approximating 12-dimensional quantum states using classical mathematical notation," Maya said. "It's like writing a symphony using only 3 notes, functional but limited." "Then help me expand it," William said. "You have the computational power of the entire Zelnari embassy at your disposal. I have the theoretical framework you've been missing. Together." "Together?" Maya laughed, a sound like chimes in zero gravity. "William Chen, are you challenging me? A princess of the Zelnari Concordat whose family has guided my people for 8,000 years. You're just a simple human." She said it again, that phrase, and this time William understood it wasn't meant as an insult, it was a test. "Yes," he said simply, "I'm challenging you. Decode the Sagittarius signal with me. Or admit that for all your civilization's advancement, you still need the crude, simple insights of a species that barely learned to leave its own planet." The bioluminescent markings on Maya's skin began to pulse in a complex pattern William had never seen before. Her fractal eyes seemed to spin faster, and for a moment, he wondered if he'd gone too far, violated some diplomatic protocol that would get him ejected from the station. Then Maya smiled, a genuine smile that showed both her perfect teeth and something that might have been respect. "Very well, simple human," she said, producing a small device from somewhere in her flowing garment. "But we do this properly, with full Zelnari computational support and full transparency. If you're wrong, you publish a paper acknowledging the limitations of human theoretical physics. And if I'm right, then I will personally present your findings to the Concordat Science Assembly," Maya said, "and admit that sometimes the simplest perspective sees what complexity overlooks." William extended his hand, an archaic human gesture, but one the Zelnari had learned to recognize. Maya looked at it for a moment, then placed her own hand in his. Her skin was cooler than human temperature, and he could feel a faint vibration, the quantum processes that powered her bioluminescence thrumming just beneath the surface. "Deal," William said. As they began to work, linking his human-designed processor with Maya's Zelnari computational matrix, William couldn't help but think that maybe being just a simple human wasn't a limitation at all. Sometimes, the universe saved its most elegant solutions for those who approached it with fresh eyes.